one midline, one IV, working on the second, and this is Bob, the adult nurse.
Now getting back up. The hard part.
Hey, how are you?
Hi.
Doing one of the pilots?
Sure. And my last name
Suarez.
That is my last name.
Is it really?
You stole my last name.
You know you did?
I did. That's so funny. What's your first name?
Solvino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My husband's David.
Yeah. I have a cousin named David, but he lives in California.
Awesome. Okay, sorry about that.
Teddy doesn't know what to do. You getting your fitness on?
Don't get too fit, you won't be able to get out of here.
So we're on a paddle boat, getting our fitness on. This isn't a swan boat, but it's close enough. I've always wanted to ride on one of the swan paddle boats.
Once upon a time, we actually had a swan boat growing up. My dad ended up picking it up at a yard sale for like $20. And we had it all of like maybe like 2 weeks, and then it just apparently just vanished. And then someone went and stole a dang swan boat from our house.
Look at there's a little boy. Look how cute. So this is a good leg workout.
Yeah, I feel like you did this so that I can start losing some weight. I think that's what you're trying to tell me, little passive aggressively trying to make me smoothies and make me come in active stuff.
No.
That's what it is.
You lose weight quick. Look at that house. The only thing that would make that house more perfect is if it were yellow.
It's a cabin, baby. How do you make a cabin yellow?
You paint it. We're trying to see Sylvina's turtle friend.
It looks like about the size of what Myrtle was like before she died on me.
He's on a rock or a branch.
You see him?
There he is. I think it's sunning.
Mm-hmm. Getting that vitamin D. 2 o'clock in the morning. You know what time it is?
There's a man who sounds like Dr. Phil right outside the door. High spike, high fever, around 3.6. Some of the sepsis markers are elevated, some of them are not, and so we're waiting on blood cultures. Rose is the aunt of Dr. Phil. People are going to be thinking I'm delirious.
Dude, she's straight up getting delirious.
I'm feeling a little more alive with some Tylenol. I do half dose because of my liver. My amylase and lipase came down some, so I'm not like hugely having pancreatitis, which that can cause fevers too, but usually not quite so high. So we took blood cultures and peripheral cultures. I've been in here like 13 hours. I'm very tacky. We just got my blood pressure back up. It was 70s over 40s. They stressed those steroids and that got it back up. And then 90s over 60s. Dietary just came in. There's a phosphorus shortage. And I can hardly breathe because I'm so tacky, but my phosphorus was fine. Now it's low. My magnesium was fine. Now it's low. My potassium was fine. Now it's low. I ended up getting admitted. I have serratia. We were going to try to save the line, but I've had a few doses of the correct antibiotic, and the fevers just aren't going away, and Tylenol's only stopping them for an hour or two. I just got my line removed. In radiology, I had some complications. My body did a darn good job healing around the cuff. They had to use 2 guide wires and take tons of x-rays and yank that sucker. Afterwards, they had to do this test where I have to hold my breath and then let it out, and then I had to hold it again and then bear down like I'm having a bowel movement, so they can see something that the vessel was doing. So I have no line now, and they will place a new one once I have negative cultures. When I get back to the room, I will have a midline for PPN. So my body's stressed out because of the fevers. My monocytes have dropped again, almost gone. My platelets are down even more, and each day everything just keeps dropping. My lymphocytes are down. But now that I got the line out, I think that it'll kind of reverse itself now that my body isn't as painful.
Okay.
What are you doing?
A midline, one IV, working on the second, and this is Bob, the adult nurse.
Tell me what happens if you move.
I don't know.
Let's not find out. I do not want to find out.
And then they're about to drain me dry with blood cultures and labs.
Right before I do, just real still for me, okay?
That
Yep.
little circle.
Yep, that's it. There's the boss right there. 1, 2, 3, right here, big pinch.
It's kind of cheating, isn't it, Bob?
Nope, I'm not above cheating. Or below cheating, or whatever that word is we use. If it makes it easier, I'm gonna do it.
What's your opinion on those things that kind of highlight the veins?
They work if you need it. I mean, I'm all for any devices that will help. This just happens to be the Mac Daddy. And I'm the Mac Daddy operator, so. Apparently. They're actually $25,000, so we don't have too many floating around. The doctors have a lot in ICU. These specific ones, we have 2.
I just didn't know if you were hoarding it and you take it to lunch with you and everything,
Oh,
so
well,
no one else
I
can
did
use
have
it.
to pry this out of my coworker's hand because we have other ones, but they're smaller, and I'm the oldest one on the team, so therefore
You
the
call
glasses.
dibs.
And I said, I need the bigger one so I can see a little better. I'm gonna hand this right over to you.
Good morning. So today I started PPN, which is basically TPN without lipids that can be ran through a peripheral IV. In my case, they put in a midline, which is that right there. A midline is a step between a regular IV and a PIC. It turns out that I am growing 2 different bacteria in all cultures, so it is not a contaminant. And that kind of reconfirms the translocation suspicion, because when you come up growing multiple bugs at one time, I mean, how else does that happen unless you're just really unsterile? All of my counts are dropping even more. Be getting blood today, most likely. They do irradiated packed red blood cells because that will help keep my antibodies down for transplant. I had an echocardiogram to see if the bacteria has attached to my heart valve to cause endocarditis. That was fine. It is not attached to my heart valve, so everything looks good there. I had to get a blood transfusion. It only brought my hemoglobin up to a 9, so I hope it doesn't fall again, but they're checking that at least once a day. But I feel like my brain and my mouth aren't connected. Is kind of how I feel like right now. We got my line in, but of course they do this thing, as I'm sure anyone else with a central line knows, that when you go to radiology and have one place or surgery, they always want to stick it out towards your armpit because that's sterile, of course. And then everyone in there was sick. Literally everybody was sick except for the doctor. And one had to leave in the middle of the procedure to go get a steroid inhaler. And we waited 2 or 3 days here over the weekend. I didn't vlog because what's the point? There wasn't nothing to say. I didn't really feel much like it. Because we were just waiting to wait. And now the goal is to hopefully go home tomorrow. I'd like to go home today, but I don't think I'm gonna quite finagle that.